Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to be talking about insurance in general. So I will be covering mostly auto insurance and a little bit of home insurance. This is based on my personal experience plus the knowledge that I have with the insurance. So first of all, when you first arrive to St. John's or to Canada in general, you will have to expect that if you are going to buy a car or if you're going to buy a house, and most of the time if you're renting a home, then it's a must to have insurance. It's a legal requirement. Now for renting houses, it depends on your landlord. Some landlords, because of their insurance company requirement, they will ask you for a tenant or something they call content insurance. So let's start first with some general I would say information. So first of all, our expectations. First of all, insurance is going to be expensive on your auto. Now, on the house, there are a lot of factors that play with the price. Now, for auto, when you come here, unless you have an experience that is counted in Canada, which I will be talking about that later, then expect to be paying between what, $200 to $500 a month. This is just an average, but again, that changes based on other factors. Some of it is the car itself and the area that you're in, the city that you're in, the postal code. These are the factors that affect the premium. You can have the same car, but you are in a different city. So cities are rated, or postal codes are rated based on the risk factors, how many claims or number of claims, accidents in that area, how risky is it to drive in that area versus other areas. And something else is the car itself. It might be a cheap car. It might be a Honda Civic, for instance, but it's one of the most expensive cars to insure in Canada because it has lots of, it's too common, too popular, then the claims and the accidents are more with that car. So then it will have a high rate. So this is number one. It is going to be expensive. Expect that. There are ways that I'm going to discuss that can bring it down. So things you can take into consideration. Number two, put in your mind that the insurance agent you're talking to is there to help you. So he or she are not just trying to sell you a policy. When they ask you for information, give the information openly. Discuss with them what's exactly your situation. Ask any questions you have, because then they can offer you the best package that is suitable for you, and most of the time the most economical package they have. Then it's up to you to go and shop around with multiple companies, so that you can see where you can get the best premium slash the best service and value for that premium that you're getting. Don't think only about just the price. Think of the whole thing as a package. This is number two. Number three, bring with you when you come, bring a driving abstract, which is like a certificate of your driving or driving record. Then you might use this to get some discount here. If you don't have any tickets or claims or accidents in the last 3 or 4 years or 5 years, bring with you your insurance history, not just the policies. A request from your insurance company, a letter of claims. If you are in a country that you can provide that. I know some countries you don't need to get insurance, or it's not enforced by the local police or the government. So bring with you the last 10 years experience, call the companies that you had insurance with, and then request from them a letter of experience, which is a letter of claims. And bring with you a recent driving abstract from your police department or traffic police department. That one will list any convictions or speeding tickets that you had. So if those are clear, then you can use them. Now, if you are getting the license here for the first time, then that's different. You will not have any previous history or previous experience. Then you don't need them. because you will be just getting the license here for the first time. Maybe you didn't have a previous license. If you're coming from North America, US particularly, and Europe, Australia, UK, I believe New Zealand, then you make sure to bring with you your experience letter and abstracts, because then you will be treated, or all this history will be counted in your premium. Now, if you're coming from other countries like Arabic countries, African countries, Asian countries, most of the time you won't benefit much from that. Now, if you have a clear record, you can question and bring it with you. Maybe some companies will give you at least a conviction-free discount if you can prove that you don't have any convictions in the last 3 years or 4 years or 5 years and you were driving and you have a proof of that. Now, those documents shouldn't cost you much back home, so bring them with you. Okay, if you are doing a learner license, let's say you're just starting to drive and you did a driving school or a new driver education school, then make sure you keep the certificate with you. The details of the school, when did it finish, which school did you do it with, because this information can help you to get a further discount. You will be asked when you do your code, did you do a driving school or not? If it's a recent one within a certain number of years, then that will make you eligible for some extra discount. So keep that in mind. Now, some ways to before I move to the ways to save, one last point with regards to insurance. So liability, always go for the highest liability. So liability is used whenever you cause harm or damage, of course unintentional, to anybody else, and that is something that can escalate out of control because people can get injured, property can get destroyed, and everything will come back to your insurance company. Now, if you don't have enough, normally people will go for the minimum, which is 1 million for auto, but always go for the maximum. Pay the extra, it's okay. Make yourself completely covered. It will be handy if anything happens. Now, ways to save. Number one, shop around. You will be surprised with the difference of the premiums between companies. The reason is that some companies focus on certain risks that they take, certain client base that they take. They don't want to take just any risk. They have appetite for certain risks only. So you might find yourself quoted a very expensive quote, premium, but then go to another company which have a different model. They're going to give you a better quote maybe. So shop around. Okay, deal directly with the companies so that you can know how is their customer service. For me personally, I prefer not to go through brokerage. Brokerage is the one that has access to a lot of companies. So you give them your information and then they will get you multiple quotes. They will advise you with the best quote that they got. But that doesn't give you the opportunity to deal directly with the company that you have insurance with. Then you don't know how long are they going to keep you on the phone. How is their response rate? How is their customer service in general? Read the reviews about the companies based on your local area. There will be some companies who are highly rated than others, but definitely put some time aside to shop around when you are trying to get insurance. This is number one. Number two, don't think only of the premium. If there is a slight difference in the premium, then consider other things. Consider how good the company is in terms of, as I said, their rating, their customer service, the way that they spoke to you, explained to you. Read about them in the internet in terms of how is their service when you get a claim, because that's really the time that you will need an insurance company. And something else is bundle home and auto together with one company. Now, let's say you are renting a house. You don't need insurance. The landlord did not mandate in the contract that you need the tenant insurance. But if you have your auto, ask always, what's the benefit if I bundle? Am I gonna get a better rate or not? And as I said, you will be surprised, because if you're a new driver or your auto premium is high, it's always cheaper. Like if you insure home and auto together, it's most of the time or sometimes it's based on the circumstance and your situation, it's cheaper than just the car alone. So you will have extra insurance and pay less overall. Now, it might not be like maybe you don't believe it, but it is actually true. Try it, give it a try and check with the agent that you're talking to. Now, let's say you are renting with one roommate. Both of you are renting the house. You have two cars there, one for you and one for your roommate. Both your names are on the leasing agreement. So then you're both entitled to package discount, plus entitled to something they call multi-vehicle discount, which means if there are multiple cars in the same household, check with your company. Some companies they will take it. Some they will request that the people have to be related to each other. So always explore these options with the companies that you talk to, and be flexible. Maybe speak to your friend. Is he or she open to bringing their auto along? Get a quote and see. You know, it doesn't take a long time to get quotes, especially these days. Everything is online, so you can get the quote online, and then somebody will call you from the company, or you call them up, and then you finish the quote. Something else. So this is about bundling, and then do you need full coverage on the car or not? Is it leased? Is it financed? If it's leased or financed, it means you need the full coverage. If not, maybe you can just settle with just liability. So this is a personal preference on how much risk you're gonna take and how much money you're willing to pay. This is something that can make you save a lot. Ask the agent when they give you the quote to list you all the optional coverage that are included in this premium, and see which ones you really need or not. Open a discussion with them. They will be happy to assist you. Again, think of the person that you're talking to not just as a salesperson trying to sell you something. Think of them, they are experts in what they're talking about. Ask for their advice. They're always happy to advise you. And listen to their advice, take it into consideration when you are shopping around. You don't have to take a decision right away, as I said. Always consider the options. They will try, of course, to close the deal on the same call, but be patient. If you have time, call multiple companies and see what you get, and take notes so that you can call back and issue the policy. Now, one last thing, when you get your policy, make sure to protect it.